Hi, Siran. Thank you so much for joining us today in one of our series of our podcasts. And we are so delighted to have you with us right now.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Same as I am. Well, we have we know who you are, and we have had our little bit of chats a while back. But I would really, for our viewers out there, we want to know more about you. So would you tell us more about who you are, please?
Sure. Hi. My name is Siran Riak. I am originally from South Sudan. I'm a girl who loves fashion.
I
I
can see
would
that.
say fashion chose me when I was 5 years old. I was born in Khartoum. So I used to, when I picked up interest in fashion, I used to wear my mom's clothes
Yeah,
and makeup and lipstick and
that's true.
heels
Yeah.
and just walk around the house, play all day with myself in the room with a mirror. And that was a bit strange because in Sudan, that was not something normal. Like kids go and play outside. When you're 5 years old, you play outside with a mat or whatever, the kids outside. But I would stay inside and play. And that was something really strange uh, for us in the house. And people thought at some point I was possessed. But then later on, I didn't even know what that meant because I've never, at that point, I have never seen any um, fashion shows or anything. But then later on, I started seeing fashion shows on TV.
Mhm.
And then I was like, yes, I
This
was
is what you want.
connected to it. Yeah. So they connected the dots and they said probably she was trying to imitate this. But yeah, this is something I feel like I was born with and I love it.
I want to go back to when you were 5 years old. Which moment in that time that led you to, okay, I'm going to pick one of the dresses of my mom and I want to pick this lipstick and put it on? Was there any, like, obviously 5 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, you are brilliant for like a 5 year old knowing what she wants to do, not going out and play outdoor. But was there, I don't know if you could remember, but I think you could, and go back to that time. What was the point in that particular age when you were at home that led you to this?
I think it started off when I was born. My mom was sick, so her friend took care of me while my mom was recovering, and she was into makeup.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so I have pictures. I will show you next time.
No problem.
She would draw like thick eyebrows on my face and bold red lips and try to put blusher. And at that time, it was like a long time ago, obviously, it was something my dad was not happy with that at all, and he used to fight all the time. But then I was always with red lipstick and bold eyebrows. So this is something I felt like that was my character. That was me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know me without makeup because I was grew up like that. I would say
Yeah.
I grew up like that. So yeah, that's I think where it started. So I started picking up an interest in fashion, in clothes. I didn't even know it was fashion at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I would pick up clothes because it gave me a character, I believe.
That's
I like to
amazing.
play different characters, but not in a sense of acting.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know. It was just something I
I think
was
it's
doing.
the art, the artist in you,
Yes.
that just goes out there. Also, you mentioned about it was strange at that time where children will play outside and you're inside doing all of your
Yeah.
beautiful stuff. Um, I just want to also understand, if I'm from a different
Right.
continent and I want to also,
Right.
understand this view. Did you feel, or why did you feel strange? Was it, or did you have a bit of an issue, or not an issue, I would say, but like you are different from other children growing up? Did you have that feeling of being different, not in a negative way per se, but
Yeah.
for lack of a better word? I just want to ask you, growing up, was it different?
Um, I wouldn't say I didn't feel anything because,
Good.
as
Yeah.
I said, I grew up like that.
Yeah.
Um, as long as I remember, I had thick eyebrows and red lipstick all the time. And the times when she's not around,
Your mom.
my mom's friend,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would look for these things because I wanted somebody to put them on me because she was the only one who would just sneak around and just make me up. And so to me, it was like I it's like, you know, you grew up like that.
Mhm.
Like, I'm trying to find an example so you can understand.
Well, it's an interest as well because you see, not everybody knows that I love music. I mean, I sing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because when I grew up, when I realized that this is what I wanted at that time, and it also helped me in my career, in my schooling as well. You know, so I think I try to. I'm understanding you very well that you have it. It's a God given talent.
I
You
think
know.
but then this, I didn't choose it.
Yeah.
I don't know if she wasn't in my life, this is what I would pick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that because I just found it in me,
Yes.
you know, and I enjoyed it a lot.
For sure. I mean, now we have you here, and I see you as a fashion icon. I mean, I love what you're wearing.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
This is my brand, by the way.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank
I mean,
you.
we can talk about your brand and you know how you inspire people. You've mentioned that you are from South Sudan, and we are here in UAE. And I just want to ask you about tell us about the journey from that that day up until now and where you are, because you are a successful, empowered woman.
Thank you.
I can see that. So tell us about that journey.
Well, I did study in Sudan up until 2010 when the separation happened. And we moved to Uganda so we can pursue education. I did a high school in Uganda, and then I moved to Malaysia to do university. So when we moved to Uganda, I found a group of guys, the modeling and rehearsing for a catwalk show, and I found them, and I joined. And that's, I think, was the beginning of my career because I was doing local shows in Uganda. We were doing rehearsals, beauty pageants, and all of that. And then in 2014, there was another shift in my life. I did beauty pageant, and I won Miss Beauties of South Sudan. So it's like I'm a fashion model and then a beauty queen.
Yes.
And then I have so many industries
Right.
in me, and I have so much experience in that. And I'm excited about it because I feel like I always wanted to have an empire in fashion. I always say I'm going to dominate the world of fashion.
Around the world.
So I wanted to start with an agency and then a clothing brand, and then now I'm getting into acting. But then also the beauty pageant thing happened in 2014 and it added on, and I just feel like everything is just aligning, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned that this all happened in Uganda and some part of in Malaysia, right?
Yes.
And what led you to be here in the UAE? What led that, from that experience, from that wide, beautiful experience, what led that to come here to Dubai?
Yeah, we finished universities, me and my sisters, and my dad thought it was going to be brilliant to come here and pursue different careers or a different path because now we're no longer in school.
Yep.
So that was, in my mind, I was like, I'm not doing 9 to 5 in Dubai. No, I'm not doing. I didn't vocalize that. I was like, okay, yeah, we're moving. We did come here. But then I never looked for a job. I was not interested. I was now looking for how do I get to the industry. And it was so hard. Very, very hard. I just had to figure it out. You know, I looked everywhere. I've been everywhere. Looking for not a job, but looking for a shoot, a client.
Yeah.
A
Just
designer.
a way in,
A way in, yeah. So I found this mixed fame. I signed up. I think I paid a fee. I don't remember, to be honest. But I joined Mixed Fame and I did a backup for a music video, I believe. I don't remember, but it was something extra. And I was like, I don't care. It was really, really far from where we stay. So my brother had to go to work late because we had just moved to Dubai, so we're not driving, and I don't know how to go around. And my brother's been here 3 years before us.
Yep.
So he went to work late that day to take me to the job place. And I think it was the Palm something. It was really far. And we used the metro. I was just like forever in the metro. And then he came back after work to pick me up to go home. Because I could have taken the taxi, but I was like, he was just like around.
I think for the safety
so,
as well.
yeah, I went. I tried to mingle with whoever was there. I needed to know people. It was not easy, obviously, in Dubai, the treatment is not.
Well, that's very interesting to hear because you see, opportunities come
Yeah.
when you also want it,
Yeah.
and you have all the courage and you want to, as we talked about, a way in, and you were able to, socialize and meet people. And then that kind of ability of yours led to where you are right now. Right. So I just want to step back and ask about, you mentioned about how difficult it was. Uh, I can understand that because it was at the very beginning of your career here in the UAE. It's kind of like, of course, a lot of new things, locations, places, people, culture as well, and all those things. How was it? I mean, how were you able to adapt to that? Was it? You mentioned it was difficult, but how long was that difficulty? During that time.
It wasn't really. It didn't take me much time because I was already in Malaysia, and I was living by myself.
Yeah.
For uni, and I did the same thing before, except I was in school, and that was a bit easier for me to network around and ask people. And we had the faculty of fashion, so I did a lot of my fashion shows and fashion gigs from school.
Yeah.
So it was easier, but then having to move somewhere where you don't know anybody, it was familiar for me. It wasn't really difficult. But then one thing about me is if I want something, I want it. It doesn't matter how much it's going to take of me, I'm going to do it. So when I came here, this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy. And anyways, it was just ugly. But I pursued.
Yeah.
I really insisted that I want, because I didn't know anyone, not even a friend I can ask, hey, do you know where I can find? No, nothing. So I'm just Google my best friend.
Dr. Google.
Yes, just Googling fashion shows, designers. I had to learn about everything. I learned about Dubai Design District.
Right.
So I was there all the time, just trying to figure out how a way in. And then eventually things worked out because I was meeting different people, different makeup artists, and then they recommend you here and there, and then you just make.
Yeah. See, this is the persistence.
Yes.
And because you know who you are, who you want,
And
who
what
you
you
are,
want.
who you want, what you want, and what you want to achieve. Right. And I think it's also because of the upbringing and where you were at the very young age that you already know who you are. Right. So it's amazing to hear that from you, Siran. I want to move forward, and it is very exciting. You mentioned a while back about acting.
Oh yeah.
Right. So we know that you have a Netflix movie called Goodbye, Julia.
Yes. By Muhammad Kordofani. Yes.
Yeah. So we want to. I don't want to have any spoiler to people who haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But how was that's a different side of you? How was it with the acting career?
Honestly, I've never imagined acting in my life. I never saw myself as an actress. That was not something that I wanted to pursue or even thought about it in general. Because being a fashion model and being an actress, they're completely different things. And I felt that very strong when I started acting on the spot. It's different. You use all your emotions as an actress. I don't use any emotion as a model. I just sit still. That's all I do. So it was something really challenging, interesting, very exciting. And it also gave, it's an opportunity to showcase a lot of problems in the world in a very fun way. And people from different nationalities and different continents in the world being able to understand where you're coming from and the struggles inside your home. And that's amazing. I mean, I grew up watching TV. I watched a lot of Indian series when I was growing up in Sudan.
Yeah.
So I understood the Indian culture. I knew how they greeted, how you go down on your mom and touch her feet.
Yeah.
I understood all of this because I watched it on TV.
Right.
So it was very interesting to have the opportunity to show people how we do it in Sudan and South Sudan.
It's amazing. The you mentioned that it was not you never thought about acting, and one beautiful day came to you. How was it, the transition? Like, how did it happen? Can you tell us more about that?
It happened so fast. It took me by surprise. It happened really fast. I was really it came in a period where I was super busy. And I was just saying, okay, to things that I did. I'm just like, okay, it's like one of these jobs that I do.
Yes.
And that's how I thought about it.
Yeah.
But then it turned out to be one of the biggest events that happened in my life. Yeah. amazing. Like
Yeah.
I'm speechless. But the director Muhammad Kordofani reached out on Instagram, and he was explaining how he's this is his first movie and he wants me to be part of it as a character, Julia.
Yeah.
And he like said so much. I was like, okay. I said, okay. He's like, okay, I'm gonna come to Dubai and see you. I said, okay. You know, I was just saying, okay.
Yeah.
I really didn't comprehend. It didn't click. I didn't understand the magnitude of what was happening
Yeah.
at the time. So he came, I met him. He sent me the script and he said, get ready for this. I don't have a background. I don't know how to do it, you know?
Yeah. So you didn't have any acting workshops?
No, even meeting him for the scout,
Okay.
For the casting, I was supposed to learn the script so I can go and act with him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So he sent me and I'm like, why is he sending me this? Whatever. I'm busy at that point. I'm not. I didn't look it up. I didn't put effort. And I feel like maybe the experience would be a bit different from me if I had, but then it came in a time, I told you, it came so fast.
Yeah.
And I really didn't understand the magnitude of that. So I went to the office and I saw him and he's like, act for me. And I'm like, I don't know how to act. He made me cry. He made me laugh. He made me act like football and a lot of crazy stuff. It was fun. I was like, oh, good experience. I'm probably not going to get the job. Okay. I left. And then he called 2 days ago. 2 days later, I got the not 2 days later, a week later, I believe. That I got the role. I was like, wow, okay. I still don't understand.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, we need to train you. So we see you in Sudan. I'm like, okay, we're shooting in Sudan. We need you to come a month or 2 months before. I'm like, no, I'm a professional fashion model. I've been in the industry for 15 years. I don't need to come 2 months before. He was laughing. He's like, you don't understand what you're doing. They took me, I went to Sudan a month before the shooting. I was doing a little bit of workshop here. They set up a workshop for me and it was theatric.
Yeah.
So I still didn't get it because it's theatric. I'm like, okay. The coach was a bit different.
Yeah.
So when I went to Sudan and I had to get into the character, it hit me. Because it hit me so hard. I didn't grow up like the character. I didn't connect with her in any kind of way. So for me to move from thinking as a fashion model to being this very simple person who lost her husband and has a child, it was really difficult because you need to portray real emotions.
Yeah.
We did connect in a lot of forms, me and Julia, as being kicked out of your own home and all of that stuff. I connected with her, so I was able to relate. But then a lot of the stuff I couldn't, and nobody can tell you how to do it. Yeah. You know, you just have to learn on the spot.
Yeah,
and it was
be one with the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a lot goes behind the scenes. The director really put effort with us. He made it fun to do it because it was a lot of work, and you know, none of us is a professional actor, so you need to be taught, but you don't have time to be taught. Stuff that people go to school for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had to learn how to be one with the character. Yeah. I picked up her colors. I picked up a few things. So when I did that, I was feeling transformation. I felt like I'm slowly understanding her, and I can be her anytime, you know. And I know what Siran likes, but then also I know what Julia likes. It was very interesting.
Well, it's beautiful to hear that. You're making me a bit emotional now about the story of Julia. But you see, this is how you have that God-given talent. You have the persistence. You know exactly what you want to do in life, and here we are, right?
Yes.
And it's also the mindset, the positive outlook in life, and I really truly believe that, and I hope everybody, you know, if not everyone, but you know, just have that kind of positive outlook in life to to be you, you know, to be exactly who you want to be, and it's pretty amazing. Congratulations on the
Thank you.
movie, and I've heard it received a humanity award.
Yes.
So
Thank
congratulations
you.
to you and to the whole
The
team.
movie won over 50 international awards.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, Siran, thank you so much for sharing that beautiful journey of yours, and the idea of you being here in one of our podcasts is a delight, and I really enjoy having this conversation with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Pleasure is
Siran.
mine.
Thank you.